Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sunnyside podcast. Today, I am joined by Morten. He is the Chief Revenue Officer of a company called Procano. They are an MSP based in Norway. I'm going to let Morten introduce himself. Morten, hello, sir. How are we doing?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Also doing fantastic. Good morning for me so far. So, Morten, obviously, I've got a bit of an understanding of what you do, your journey. But could you kind of summarize a little bit about kind of yourself, a little bit about Procano to the audience and the viewers, please?
Yeah, so I'm the CRO of Procano. We're an MSP. We have been in business since 2009. We have about 300 customers and 15,000 endpoints. It's been a long time coming. So I've been with the company for I think it's 15 years now. Was acquired about 8 years ago, and I had my company before that as well. So, yeah.
So what would you kind of say your kind of main value proposition is? So you're an MSP. I mean, do you work with any particular industry, or is it just anybody in Norway, or how does it kind of work for you?
The funny thing about the Norwegian market is that there is so many SaaS providers, and almost every single vertical has their own SaaS. So there is no need for us to go in one certain vertical because we can do everything. So for us, we do like the foundation IT. We make sure that the customers are secure, that they get a good service, and from then on, we're able to help everybody. But for us, we work with now bigger clients, everything between maybe 100 and 500 employees, and also on top of that. So that's where we are. I think for us, the main differentiator is that we do secure services. So we started out with the MSSP proposal about 6, 7 years ago. So we were early on to the security train and doing 24/7 security operations centers and everything through that.
So would you say you're more of an MSSP, or are you an MSP?
Now we're an MSP. A lot of companies chose us because we have such a good value proposal on the security side. They wanted to come to us because we had ISO certifications and we have 24/7 SOC operations and all of that. We were actually named Security Provider of the Year in EMEA in 2023. So I think that was a good kick on where people saw like, well, these guys actually know their stuff. So
Perfect. So you've been there for 15 years and you've kind of worked your way up kind of through the ranks. I mean, could you kind of talk about your journey and how you think these different kind of jobs that you've done throughout the years have maybe sharpened your tools and kind of how they've got you to where you are now?
yeah, I think go way back to the start. Then I started on as a technician in the previous company. Worked as that for maybe 2, 3 years. Went to become a team leader for all of the on-site consultants, and then a partner of that company. And then we sold it to Procano in 2018. I stayed on as the team lead for the consultants there as well, but started to go more into sales as I mean, if you're a technician and you're an extrovert, then you become a salesperson because then you know what you're talking about, and it's easy to get the trust of the people around you. So I think that's an edge that we have.
Absolutely. So what is your kind of job? What does the CRO actually consist of then? What does your kind of day to day look like? What are you in charge of?
Yeah, as the revenue officer, well, it's about creating new income streams, really. Managing the existing one, creating new partnerships, and also finding new products. So from my side, I called it a senior advisor because it was kind of neutral role. It's easy to work with existing clients, but working with vendors, it was kind of confusing for them, like what type of advisor am I? So that's why I converted into the CRO role, because then it's about finding new products, creating them, creating the services, and then going to market with our customers and new customers to create a revenue growth from it. So
Nice.
that's kind of what it is. So for me, I have a passion in finding new products and also elevating our service proposal.
So in what they could you kind of give some examples of what you mean by new products, or like how do you actually kind of
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, so for us right now, or go back a year, we started out with something we call strategy and adoption. So I saw that AI is one of the new things. It was at that point, 2 years ago actually, where Microsoft were creating their Copilot, and we saw that, well, we need to do something, right? We need to be in front of the market. So I went ahead and created a new department for us, strategy and adoption, with people who actually know how to adopt new technologies. So we got in people who work in college with entrepreneurship, innovation, because they know how to teach and they know how to create. And from then on, we went to market with that proposal. And we got a lot of traction on it, and we actually got to be the top three in Europe in terms of Copilot sales and Copilot
Really?
adoption. That's really cool.
Yeah, that is
Um,
really.
so that's one of the things where you create new revenue streams based on the problems you see in the market. And for me, since I work as an advisor with my customers, I often see what they are lacking, and then I can go out and find a solution to it. So, and then the new solution that we have on it is training. So it's unofficial, but it's becoming official now. Is that we have a partnership with Sense AI. They are like the biggest adoption platform in the world with Microsoft and AI training on it, where we are gonna create AI trainings, SharePoint, Teams, everything who is kind of adoption based, because we have so many multinational and multi-geographical customers that we can't really go on site and train them all the time. We need to have a software for it. So that's the next step on it. So
Nice.
a
So
lot
that's
of,
a new thing that's not actually out yet. So it's like a training platform type of thing.
yeah. So we are announcing the partnership this week. So maybe when
Oh,
the pod is out.
congratulations.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice
yeah.
one.
It's cool.
So,
It's been a long time coming. We had discussions with them for a long time. We found them as maybe the best solution, and they also found us as a permanent provider in the marketplace. So they wanted to choose us as their lighthouse partner for Europe at least. So that's really cool.
so your kind of job is quite versatile. You do got quite a lot of like things going on, haven't you? So is that literally your actual job is just to find new things and bring them to market and then just look after your kind of customers and the sales and the side and that type of things?
Yeah, so it's everything revenue really. So it's both creating new services, it's also managing the existing go-to-market strategy. So our salespeople, I work closely with the sales director who works with new customers, and also with the customer relations manager who works with the existing customers, and then
Mm.
also managing co-managing the strategy and adoption part as well, to make sure that everything surrounding our customers and our products and actually revenue growth is in the right place, really. So
No.
yeah, it's a multi-touch role. It's two parts. So some people are CROs in the way that they just work with spreadsheets and Power BI dashboards. I'm more of the hands-on type of guy who wants to just assist everybody in creating value, really.
Nice. Okay. So you said that you work kind of with your kind of sales team. I'd love to unpack that kind of what you guys are doing on the sales side of things. 'Cause obviously we're kind of focused on the sales and marketing, so I'd like to kind of hear some of the kind of the strategies and the things that you're kind of doing at the moment.
Yeah, we have kind of three-part solution there. So we have the sales director and the sales team working with finding new customers, really. And they work closely together with marketing to make sure that we both have outbound and inbound, and also a combination of that, seminars, webinars, and everything. And then we have the existing, like the customer success, who works with existing customers and trying to generate revenue through existing income streams. Uh,
Nice.
we have a lot of customers who looked at us as their IT department. So it's kind of hard in that way, because we need to balance out trying to get new revenue with existing customers, and also remaining in trust with them. Like we can't actually we can't sell them something they don't need, because in the long run that hurts us. So for us, it's all about finding relevant stuff services and also what's best for them. And in many cases, we actually sell them down to something cheaper because in the long run, they stick with us and we don't have any churn based on that. Oh, and then we just need to find new services to get that up again.
Nice. So you got so there must be quite a few of you guys. Have you got like a bit? Is it like a big lots of employees that work under Picano?
Yeah, so for us, we are 60 employees in total, and it's 13 people working on the commercial side. Everything from then marketing, where we have 2 people. In sales, we have the sales director, and we have one advisor, and then we have outbound, which is outsourced. So we just have a booking company, really. And
Nice.
on the customer success side, we have 3 people, and then we also have consultants working in kind of hybrid roles to build everything.
What do you think is the most kind of if you're kind of advising another MSP, like what would you say like are the main kind of hires that are just critical for scaling? Because obviously you guys do quite a big revenue number compared to a lot of MSPs. So what do you think are kind of the most detrimental hires that are needed to get to that kind of revenue goals?
I think one of the biggest mistakes people do is that they try to find a salesperson to take over all of the sales stuff. Like from my own side, I assist all of the salespeople in creating trust with the customers. I learned that pretty recently that like you can look at the MSP business kind of the same as lawyers, where you need to gain the trust of the people around you to actually sell the services. And if you choose somebody who's not proficient in the services and in the tech, and just a sales guy, they will never get the traction needed. So I think if you try to build a sales department, you don't have it. You can have a new salesperson, but don't let that salespeople do everything. Like combine it with technicians, pre-sales, or even yourself. Best salesperson is the owner or the founder or the partner.
What would you okay then? So say somebody bought a new salesperson in, what would you actually have them do then, and how would you kind of separate like have them work with other people?
Yeah. So for us, for a long time, we used to have like this, the salesperson is the one is charge of the relationship with the
Okay.
prospect, but it's not the one doing demos and stuff. So we're trying to level the salesperson and the prospect in terms of how much they know, and then we bring in experts on top of it to actually try to bring the prospect up. In
Okay.
that way, you create the trust and you actually build the prospect up, and you don't get if you pair a prospect with a really knowledgeable person, they kind of feel stupid. So
Yeah.
bring the salesperson in to maintain the relationship, and then use the experts to bring in the trust and the value.
Oh, nice. Okay. That actually does make a lot of sense to be fair, and it is. I mean, it actually does make sense in your brain. I don't know why people wouldn't do that. So when you do your kind of marketing, I mean, do you kind of go for inbound or outbound, or have you got kind of both channels running?
We have been through it all. Referrals, inbound, outbound. I would say if you look into the lower market, if you're trying to sell to companies that are maybe 5, 10, 15, as the smaller MSPs often does, then outbound is super nice because it's easy to just call in and get in a new easy value prop, and there's so many of them. If we're working with the bigger companies, such as we are working now with 100 to 500 seats, maybe, it's hard to get in front of them. So we have shifted that to more of an webinar seminar approach, where we try to get them in and have a nice experience and then grow some trust. And then from then on, maybe get some meetings and build a relationship over time. So it's about like ticking the boxes over a period of time, and then you get the client in. So
So it's all about building trust. And do you do them in person, like the webinar and seminar?
yeah, so we do a lot of seminars. I think it's best because then you are able to talk with the clients afterwards, and actually get more of a feeling of them. With the webinars, like you lose them. They're in for half an hour and then out again, and you need to try to get them in touch. But if you do seminars, it's easier.
And what are you actually talking about in the seminars? Just a holistic overview of kind of what you guys do, or something that's more specific to their needs, or how do you kind of structure it?
I think it's important now to create value and also try to single out what's unique for the company. Like, if you do just commodity services, you will never win. Commodity, you can always price it lower, but you always come to a point where either the services goes bad or the customers is not happy really. So try to figure out what's unique for the company and then do seminars on that. So for us, it's about digitalization, change management. It's about AI, fabric, like making the most out of your data and actually helping out the IT managers to become better. So our next seminar, for example, we talk about real life scenarios where we have a customer that has spent a lot of time into Fabric and creating like Power BI dashboards, and they're able to ask Copilot like, should we change our opening time? Should we change how many people are on board? What should we do different? And then it's able to actually respond to you how to be a better company. And showing that to others creates trust in that we can help you get to the next level. So I think that's a good part to it.
So you basically lead with value, build trust, build competency, demonstrate that you can actually do. And so the majority of the time when you are trying to acquire these bigger customers, these bigger endpoints, so they're obviously most of the time coming from an MSP.
Yeah, all
So
of the time.
how do you kind of position the seminar as value for them, if that makes sense? Like how do you get them there? Like how do you kind of say this is going to help you? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for us, like we're doubling down on what's different from other MSPs. So many other MSPs are based on the commodity services. They do security, they do support, and they do everything around that. And they have the seminars on Microsoft 365 and everything else. It's just common. It's commodity. For us, it's about like, okay, if you do an outbound call, for example, we can call the customer and say, or a prospect and say, hey, do you know how to create value from your data? And they're like,
Yeah.
no, I have no idea. Well, do you want us to come out to your offices for maybe 2 hours? We can sit down with all of the C-suites and we can find out ideas to get the most out of data, AI, and digitalization for you as a company. It's no strings attached at all, but I think we can come up with some good ideas that can take you guys to the next level. And from there, like we go far beyond the commodity services. We create trust that we can be the next level partner. And from then on, we say that, well, we can also, of course, do the commodity for you guys. But like you chose us now because we can take it to the next level. And most likely, since you accepted the meeting, your current MSP, don't do it.
Of course. So that's for bigger clients you'd do that for.
We can actually do it for small ones as well because it's the smaller you are, the less you actually get attention from your current MSP. So it's super easy to do it with the 20, 30 people ones. And often when they have smaller MSPs as well, they don't have the knowledge to do it. And then you're asking me like, okay, what about the small MSPs out there who want to do the same but don't have the competency in doing it? Partner up.
Yeah.
For us, we partnered up for several years. We had partners for security, for SharePoint, for Dynamics, for absolutely everything. And as long as we brought it to the customer, we were able to show them that we are the partner that they can trust in creating the new services while not having to do it ourselves.
Nice. So you'd partner with like a white label approach or not necessarily like a white label.
Yeah, and sometimes you actually don't have to do it white label as well. I think a lot of people actually do that wrong. We had a discussion about that because our 24/7 SOC, it's through a partner. We don't do that on ourselves because you need 30, 40 people to do it correctly. And we partnered up with one of the biggest security houses in Norway. And for us, we go together with them. And we said, well, our security suite is monitored by these guys. They are the best. And also, we don't correct ourselves. Because sometimes, like, you want the security people to be different from the MSP, because then you don't check yourself and all of the compliance issues around that. So we go out to market while being two different companies and then strengthen it. And same
Nice.
could be with Dynamics as well. Like if you go to market with Microsoft Dynamics or an ERP or a CRM or whatever you want to do, maybe choose the best provider for those services and go to market and say, hey, we're partnered up with the best in branch, and these are the guys that you want to handle your ERP and CRM systems. By the way, we are fully integrated and we can create value together. That's
Nice.
better than doing white label.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, and that's a bit of a no-brainer for the customer as well. So when you are kind of, I mean, so do you work with just businesses in Norway, or is it all across Europe and?
Most of our clients have their HQ in Norway, but they are global. And we also have some global clients that come to us because we have got some international recognition and they just want to be with the best. So that's nice, but most of the time it's because they have their CXO office local and it's easy for us to work with them. But now it's global anyways.
So do you try and visit them face to face, like when you can? Like, is that like a thing you try and push?
Yeah, and also the seminars and stuff. We try to invite all of our customers there. So we do most of the recurring meetings. It's based on Teams and it's just easy for everybody. But then we do the seminars at least with existing customers at least half a year. So
Oh,
two
really?
times a year we get in touch with everybody and we meet them. The biggest clients, maybe we go to dinner with them and try to have a bit of connection with that. But
Wine and
yeah, I
dine.
think it's nice.
So are you guys? How is your kind of company's perception on AI? Are you kind of adopting AI internally? Are you looking to kind of sell AI, or how are you kind of playing it at Procano?
Yeah, so it is two parts. So 2 years ago, we started a strategy and adoption department who works with AI, and that's it, kind of. So they help all of the customers create value with AI. The funny thing there is that customers think that AI is everything, but it's really automation, and automation is power automate and everything else.
Yeah.
So when we go to customers and we say, hey, let's do that digitalization workshop, as I told you earlier on, they think that we're gonna do AI and only AI, but I think 8 out of 10 outcomes is not AI based. It's based on
Really?
actually getting the data in shape or getting the dashboards or reporting or something around that. It's often overtalked the AI stuff at this current moment because people don't actually have the processes in place and they get more value from getting better processes and better automation than actually getting the AI.
Really interesting. So do you kind of tell them that? So you would actually fix their processes as the MSP as well. That's something that you would do.
Yeah, and
Nice.
that's also something that separates us from others is because we can sit down with them and look into integrations and look into the data processes, the data flows, creating dashboards, creating reports. We sat down with the CFO. He said, hey, what can you do in AI? And I'm like, well, do you have automated reporting? He's like, no, I spend 20 hours every quarter doing the shareholder reports and stuff. I'm like, well, how much changes from one report to another? No, it's about like this much. And then we automated that flow for him, so now it takes him half an hour each quarter. So
Nice.
going from 20, 30 hours down to half an hour, that's
No
a
brainer.
lot of savings for him. And it's no AI in it. It's just about getting the right numbers, placing it at the right place, and that's it.
So when you say to businesses, do you want to get more out of your data? Is that kind of what you're alluding to? So fixing processes and automation.
Yeah, it's most companies they work in silos. So they have their ERP, they have their CRM. Some companies have POS systems or warehouse management systems or whatever. It's not connected. They have no place to look into their data and finding out like how to create value from where they are. They don't know whether their marketing events actually gives sales results on the other side. They don't know how big the pipeline is and when to create new projects. They don't know the current or the future labor intensive stuff. So I think it's about that oftentimes, like to get insights into the data and create value from it.
Yes, yeah, obviously makes sense. What do you think of what do you think most MSPs get wrong when they're looking to kind of scale up? I mean, you guys have scaled. Do you think you've just done it through consistency long term, or have you kind of done something that a lot of MSPs are not doing?
We can start with what we did wrong.
Yeah, let's talk.
So, because we have grown, right? And some of our customers, they have grown a lot. So they become enterprises where we still was SMB. And we were so hard stuck on doing MSP services that some of our customers ended up hiring their own specialist because our guys were MSP guys and not like consultants on the field. So I think if I were to do it again, I would earlier on started to hire like intern specialists and stuff to give to the customers and be more dedicated and not be that hard set on the MSP way because all our intern resources they worked on our MSP intern side and not on the customer side.
Nice.
So we have changed that now, but in some cases it was too late.
So you think kind of have more pieces of the client's puzzle, like just tackle more of their kind of infrastructure and just tackle more of the kind of problem that they're facing, and you think that that is it.
Yeah, and be more open, not that set in like this is your core offering and this is what you do, right? So for us, when we started the strategy and adoption department, like it's outside of what we normally do. But and 2 years ago, it was kind of unheard of. Now you see that the trend in the market is that everybody's trying to create those type of services, and they see now that they want to do something, but to jump on it early was super nice. That's something that we have won a lot of over the years is that we have been early on the trends and we have been willing to invest in it. So we went on to 24/7 SOC offerings in 2019. People are doing
Really,
it now, right? So it's been
yeah,
6 years of no competition. Um,
really. And what do you think the next trend is? What's the next big thing, do you think?
I think it's applicable AI. It's about like as I talked about creating value from the data, but also creating applicable AI. So doing more of the processes automated, creating AI into the workflows. Everybody's working with like chatbots and stuff. It's not the thing because like you can use Copilot and ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever, and it gives you some better results. But once you plug in the customer data, you integrate it with everything, and you also create flows that work without human interception, that's where you create the most value of it. We are right now, we're like spending most of the time with the RPAs and the processes from that. But I think the next one is to integrate AI in everything and helping the customers with it. So
Nice. Really, that's interesting. That's an interesting paradigm. Okay. I mean, where do you kind of see yourself before we wrap up? I mean, where do you kind of see Procano in the next kind of 3 to 3 years? I mean, have you got any kind of goals or milestones that you're looking to kind of accomplish?
well, from us, we are creating a fully automated, autonomous platform, really. So that's where we are. We have invested heavily into an RPA platform, where we're able to automate how new users are created, how to provision new services, software, updating, everything around that. And we are going to reach 80% automation across the full service desk for our customers. When we do that, it makes sure that we have more time to spend with the customers on the digital side to help them elevate to the next level. And it's gonna be like we are creating a commodity of something that is strange for many other MSPs, like they're nowhere near it. So that's where we're gonna grow and create a platform that is super interesting also for enterprises. So for us, we see that our average seat size is gonna increase a lot, maybe going fully across 1,000 users on many cases. And I think that's where we are at. So a combination of global resources, fully automated platform, and bigger customers, that's where we're going to be at in the next 3 years.
Nice. That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, Morten, it's been a very fun conversation. I've actually learned quite a lot, to be fair. It's an interesting approach that you don't really see from a lot of other MSPs. You're quite, yeah, it's just interesting. You're quite innovative, aren't you? Which I like. But yeah, where if the audience do want to kind of learn some more about Procano or learn some more about you, I mean, where could they get in touch with you guys?
I post regularly on LinkedIn, so I think that's the best place to get more updates and find out who we are. And I think you're gonna have the link in the description, right?
I'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
good because we are multiple people in Norway called Morten Halvorsen. You can try to find me as well.
Yeah. All right, John. Well, listen, Morten, it's been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, mate.